What if all the ice on Earth melts? The terrifying truth you need to know. Imagine a world where every glacier, every iceberg, and every frozen inch of the Earth has melted. What would happen to our cities, our coastlines? Would we survive the chaos? This is not science fiction. This is a real scenario, one that scientists say could happen if we don't act in time. In this video, we're diving into a chilling question. What if all the ice on Earth melted? The ice inventory. How much ice do we have? Before we talk about what happens if it melts, let's understand just how much ice we're talking about. 90% of Earth's ice is in Antarctica. Greenland holds about 10%. Then we have glaciers in the Alps, the Himalayas, the Rockies, and the Andes. And let's not forget sea ice in the Arctic and parts of the Southern Ocean. In total, that's over 5.8 million cubic miles, 24 million cubic kilometers of frozen water. Now here's the scary part. If all of that melts, global sea levels would rise by about 216 feet. That's 66 meters. Global sea level rise. What gets submerged? Let's imagine the aftermath. New York City, gone. London, submerged. Shanghai, underwater. Bangladesh, wiped off the map. Florida, a memory. In fact, over 70% of the world's population lives on coastal plains. That means billions of people would be displaced. Entire countries could vanish beneath the waves. The Maldives, Tuvalu, the Marshall Islands. Major agricultural zones like the Nile Delta and Mekong Delta would be destroyed. We're not talking about far future science fiction. Some of this could begin within a few centuries if we continue on our current trajectory. The climate chaos, not just flooding. But it's not just about rising seas. Ice does more than just sit frozen at the poles. It plays a critical role in regulating Earth's temperature. Ice reflects sunlight back into space. This is called the albedo effect. If the ice melts, Earth absorbs more heat, accelerating global warming. This could lead to a runaway greenhouse effect. Rain patterns would shift. The Amazon rainforest could dry up. Sahara-like deserts could spread into Europe. Monsoon systems in Asia could collapse. Ocean currents collapse. There's more. Melting ice would pour fresh water into the oceans, especially in the North Atlantic. That disrupts the thermohaline circulation, the deep ocean conveyor belt that regulates global climate. If that shuts down, Europe freezes despite global warming. Africa and South Asia suffer from extreme droughts. Hurricanes and cyclones become more intense and frequent. We've already seen hints of this happening. Wildlife and ecosystem collapse. Wildlife would also pay a devastating price. Polar bears, penguins, walruses, gone. Coral reefs would die off due to acidification and warming seas. Fish populations collapse, triggering a global food crisis. Species that rely on frozen habitats, from the Arctic fox to krill in Antarctica, would disappear. And humans wouldn't be far behind in feeling the effects, economic and political meltdown. Now let's talk economics. Coastal cities are global financial hubs. Think of Tokyo, Hong Kong, New York, Miami, Mumbai, and Jakarta. Imagine the trillions lost as cities are abandoned. Then there's the refugee crisis. Hundreds of millions, even billions displaced. This would cause international conflicts over land, food, and water, economic collapse in vulnerable nations, a complete redrawing of the world map. This isn't just an environmental issue, it's a geopolitical nightmare. How long would it take? Now you're probably wondering, how long would this take? The good news? It won't happen overnight. The bad news? If we continue emitting greenhouse gases at the current rate, much of the ice could melt within the next few hundred to a few thousand years. But early signs are already here. Greenland is losing over 270 billion tons of ice per year. Antarctica is melting 6 times faster than it was in the 1980s. Arctic summer sea ice could completely disappear by 2050. The clock is ticking. Can we prevent it? Yes, we can. But it will take global effort and immediate action. Cut carbon emissions, fast and drastically. Shift to renewable energy sources. Protect and restore forests, especially rainforests. Invest in climate adaptation and coastal defenses. The Paris Agreement aims to limit global warming to below 2 degrees Celsius, preferably 1.5 degrees Celsius. If we achieve this, much of Earth's ice can still be saved. We're standing at a crossroads. One path leads to a future of collapse and catastrophe, the other to survival, balance, and hope. The choice is ours. Will we let all the ice melt? Or will we fight for a cooler, safer Earth? Like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications. Let's protect our planet before it's too late.